What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another very exciting episode right here on the MIgardener channel. In today's episode, I'm going to be bringing you guys along to show you all the two different grow lights we're going to be using to start all of our seeds for the 2025 gardening season. This is a question that comes up every single year right around this time. When the garden is finished outside, your thoughts kind of turn to inside, right? You turn to, what am I going to start for next year? How am I going to start it? Where am I going to start it? And that usually also brings up the question of grow lights. And so I wanted to touch on these because this is not a sponsored video. This is what we've been using. We use them all the time, but the question always arises. And so I will say we've made some adaptations to our grow light setup over the years, but we still pretty much use the same setups year in and year out. We trust them. They're very reliable. And so I want to talk about them. So the first thing I want to talk about are these lights right here. All right, so the first setup we're going to talk about here is the VivaGrow T5 setup. Now, we got these about 8 years ago. They're really old, but the technology still works. And I don't even know if they make these bulbs anymore, or these fixtures anymore. I don't even know if the company's still around for that matter. However, these are really reliable. These are kind of our go-to option here for seed starting. We have 4 of them. They are really powerful. Now, we've made some adaptations to these in that these are now transitioned over to T5 LED bulbs. They are still operating on the same ballast for the compact fluorescent setup. So these all are now LED options because you basically just get a T5 bulb with LED lights inside, and they just plug in to the same plug system that the compact fluorescents would normally use. And what that does is it decreases our wattage. Typically, these would run around 400 watts per fixture at their compact fluorescent level. Still great, grew a ton of plants for a long time, but they were a little costly to operate. So we switched them over to LED bulbs 2 years ago, and I haven't looked back. They still grow just the same. We actually have a little bit more lumen output. We'll talk more about that in a second. But these bulbs here, they ran about 400 watts. They'd put out about 30,000 lumens. Now they're running with about 100 watts with, fully on, because they do have these switches. You can switch them, all on or all off, or, part on, part off, right? It gives you the versatility if you don't want to run at full strength. But the great thing with these with the LED bulbs in here is that we're only running at around 100 watts to run the whole fixture, but we're still operating at right around 30,000 lumens. So we haven't decreased the amount of light energy that is being put out, but the amount of energy being consumed is much less, which means it's a whole lot cheaper. Per month, these would run us right around $30 a month to run each fixture. So this is about $120 a month to run these. The great thing is that you're not growing under them all the time, at least we weren't. And so you're only using them from maybe like late March at the earliest, all the way to about early May at the latest. So you're only using them for about 2 months out of the year. So it's $200 for us. We started thousands of dollars in plants. These have more than paid for themselves 10, 15 times over in just the amount of money we've saved. But nevertheless, we're saving even more money by switching over to LEDs, and we don't have the risk of the bulbs breaking, which is also great. But that's the fixture. That's the VivaGrow T5 high output light fixture. It's an 8 bulb. This is an 8 bulb fixture here. And again, this is the one we've used the longest. And a lot of you ask this, compact fluorescent versus LED. We've done tons of videos. I do not have time to go into it today because it's really in depth, but we did a whole video on compact fluorescent versus LED. We've done a whole ton of videos on picking out good grow lights and things like that. Go watch those videos. I highly recommend it. We have done a whole bunch of videos on grow lights, and you're gonna learn all you need to know. But a lot of people ask, which is better, compact fluorescent or LED? In my personal opinion, they both have a place. They both can grow. The technology really hasn't changed very much when it comes to compact fluorescents, but LEDs, the technology has gotten better, meaning they're not only more efficient, but the cost has now started to come down as well to where it becomes a little more cost effective, as we'll talk about with our second setup. All right, so we're over here in the other corner of our grow room. And by the way, we are by this huge well pump here. A lot of people ask what this is in our grow room, but this is essentially a well pump from about the 1930s, and it would pump mineral water up from about 4,000 feet down, and they would use the water to pump over to a bathhouse. And when this building was built, they never removed it, and they actually kept the pump, and it was working as of about 5-6 years ago. It'd be kind of fun to get it working, but it's a huge elephant in the room right now. It'd be kind of fun to maybe see even how plants would react to the well water. Maybe that's a video for another day. If this video gets, man, it's gonna be so expensive to get this thing working. I wouldn't even, this video would have to get like 10,000 likes. If this video gets 200,000 views, I will have someone come and fix the well. It has never worked since we bought the building, but I can only imagine this is probably pretty expensive. So yeah, the well is right here. It's kind of a little bit cumbersome, but it allowed us, we kind of used the rest of this room here to upgrade our system now to a true LED flat panel grow light. So we have 2 of these by VivoSun. Now, not to be confused with Vivo Grow or Viva Grow, the other brand. I don't know if they're the same company. I have not a clue. We just got these last year and have absolutely loved them. Again, not a sponsor. I'm really clear with that. We're not being sponsored to say these. These are just what we use in our grow room. And what I love about these is the temperature. These do not run hot at all. Very warm, like maybe 70 to 75 degrees, if that. I can touch them and it's like nothing, just fine. So the other thing I really like about it is this variable controller here. I can dim them. The other lights were just lights on, lights off. You had 4 4 switches to give you 25%, 50%, 75%, or 100%. This has just a knob. I can just be at 25, 50, 75, or 100 or off, which is great. I have them daisy chained together. So if you want to run multiple, they can be daisy chained, which is awesome. That's not quite possible with that older technology. Nevertheless, basically the same type thing. I also have them here on a pulley system, so if I want to raise or lower them, if I start seedlings that need a little bit more light and they need the light a little closer, I can do that. I love them being on this pulley system. And then likewise, the other thing I really like about it is the color temperature. Now you probably notice I look a little bit green or a little bit miscolored. Well, that's because those grow lights, those are operating at a much cooler color temperature. Color temperature is just the Kelvin rating. And so those lights are running right around 6,500 Kelvin. These lights right here are running more like 5,000 to 5,500 Kelvin. However, what's really nice is this gives you more of a true sunlight light. That's more blue light, which is good for photosynthesizing. It's good for seedling development, but it does have a very harsh blue color. This is a little easier on the eyes. This just has some red tones and some blue tones. So there's kind of some, it's not as cool. It's a little more warm, which I really can appreciate on the eyes. It also just fills out the room, makes it look a little bit better, but they are really powerful. These lights here, this light is only on at like 25%. This light's at 100%. These lights, with how small they are, put out roughly 30 to 40,000 lumens depending on the setting. And so 40,000 lumens in a little panel like this is remarkable. I mean, I can grow seedlings in essentially a 3 foot by 3 foot area with a light that is only 12 inches by 12 inches. It's awesome. It's absolutely a game changer in terms of space saving. And not to mention, like those other big panels, we only have modified those because we bought them. We just use them because they work. And until they don't work, there's no point in replacing them. But man, it is so nice to have so much room, and they're not bulky, but they put out the same type and quantity and quality of light as the other grow lights do. And so these were the 2 additions that allow us to now, we can grow seedlings all over here as well as over there. It's basically doubled our growable area in our grow room, and I thoroughly enjoy these. Now, the final question I know you guys are probably gonna ask is reflectors. Do I use any reflectors? The answer is yes, I do. I've actually got some behind you. So yes, I still use reflectors. This is something we talked about. We talk about this every year basically, but it's something we talked very heavily about when we were using compact fluorescents. And that's because compact fluorescents have a very broad beam angle. Basically, the way the light is distributed on a compact fluorescent is really wide, meaning that if you have a light and you are 3 or 4 feet away from the light, you still can grow a plant, which is great. It gives you a ton of spread, but you also get a ton of wasted light. And so we still use, even though LEDs have a much more direct beam angle, it's way more efficient because the light is basically being directed right down. We still use these reflectors just to prevent wasted light. It just helps our plants grow that much more. These are just insulated foam core boards. I don't really know. We use these for hydroponics. We might even get a hydroponic setup going later this winter. I think it'd be kind of fun to do that. But we use these to grow lettuce on because it would reflect the light off of this right here. But basically you can see, I mean, these make a huge difference when they're put up next to the light. Any light that would be wasted behind here that's going to nowhere land is going to be reflected back in a much more efficient way, even when using LEDs. So we still do use reflectors. You can use a white piece of board. You can use something reflective like this. I typically find that it increases the amount of growable light by probably about 20 to 30%. It's really surprising how much light just gets wasted. You know, we have a couple windows up here, but the rest of the light that you're viewing this video on is coming from light that's being bled out from these lights. It's being bounced around. And if we can direct that light back onto our plants, that's always going to be a win. And so just because we're using newer technology doesn't mean we've abandoned old methods. So yeah, it's really simple what we use to grow with. Oh, I didn't mention power consumption on the VivoSuns. Let's turn you back around. I'll talk about that real quick and then we'll do a closing. So this grow light right here, the VivoSun panel grow light, is operating on 100 watts, which is surprising because those big grow lights that we started with, those are also operating on 100 watts. How is that? Well, it's because of the concentration of the LEDs, or light emitting diodes. This has about just as many LEDs as those larger fixtures do. It's just when they're in a bulb format or a tube format, they're a little more dispersed and spread out. These are just a little more concentrated. So you're getting the same amount of power consumption and kind of light output. It's just in a different format. So they both have their pros and cons. But these right here, like I said, these are running on 100 watts. So talk about inexpensive. We're using maybe 15 to 25 cents a day to run these lights. It's really cheap. And that's at full strength. You can always dial these down, and you can always dial them down to 25% power if you need it. Put your lights a whole lot closer to your plants, and you should be really fine. But I absolutely love these. These are great. And like I said, the nice thing is that the cost has come down dramatically because the technology has gotten so advanced. And thanks, pot growers. But that's really the truth of it. If it was the home gardening movement, I think we would still be living with compact fluorescents. LEDs were really developed to just give a more efficient, cool way to grow, not cool as in cool, but like temperature cool way to grow plants. And it really truly was started from that industry. And so for that, I can appreciate really nice, efficient grow lights because now our grow room is really modernized and it is very efficient. So I couldn't be happier. So that is our grow room. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all learned something new. If you did, make sure to let me know what you learned in the comments box down below. If you found this type of video to be interesting, I know the topic of grow lights always brings up more questions. There's always questions that you have, and I know that it's a tad bit confusing for some people. I know that it's certainly overwhelming because there's so many different options. But again, I would highly encourage you, go check out the videos we've done on grow lights. It really will simplify things. You're going to hear purists and you're going to hear people that are really in the weeds and really in some other types of weeds about grow lights because you get into specifics, and those specifics are important. I'm not saying they're not, but we've really been able to simplify for what most home gardeners are going to find important and what you're going to want to look for picking out a good grow light. And with those bits of information, that's really all you need to find a good grow light that's going to grow plants for you, grow seedlings for you, to help you garden easier and better. So I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you all learned something new. As always, this is Luke from the MIgardener channel, reminding you to grow bigger. Take care. Bye. Hey, thank you so much for watching today's video. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed, consider clicking this one. You'll probably enjoy it just as much. I want to thank you for your viewership because without it, this channel would not be as amazing as it is. Also, if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It's free, and we upload videos every Monday, Wednesday, or Friday. We also have vegetable seeds, fertilizer, or tools. If you need any of those, consider visiting MIgardener.com. Links will be in the description box below. We've got you covered. And as always, we'll see you all in the garden. Take care. Bye.